you read the title and thumbnail correctly, but I did not read my input device correctly. It is crazy but true that we've gone from this just months ago. You were seeing YouTube videos left and right like, is Apex Legends dying? Apex Legends is dead. I pinpointed the exact moment Apex Legends died. These were all by some pretty big YouTubers. Even his Watson saying everyone quit Apex and here's why I'm stepping away from the game. Sweet Dream saying with all the options coming out right now with other games and new game modes, trust our game Apex Legends has decided not to change anything during the winter break and keep the same unchanged maps and modes for 9 weeks. The devs got bit, I think. Hashtag RIP. Even Imperial House saying this is pretty sad. And then also House saying give me back season 13 ranked and all this other stuff. His Watson saying I was going to quote tweet it, but now I don't care anymore. I'm so ticked off and whatever and blah, blah, blah. They were always griping and mad. Well, Apex released their update yesterday, and if you haven't seen the patch notes already, you can go check out our biggest changes that they made in the last video, in which we basically went over what most people were kind of going insane about. Primarily the Wraith buff and the Altar buff, in which both are absolutely insane, just like we expected. You could see countless Apex pros and players all over the place showcasing what these legends are like to use now. You can see all of those in the background gameplay. But the truth is that these legends felt so weird and different and new and fresh that it caused people to actually have fun again. So much that you were seeing, I mean, look, we've had people say that this was a good update or, you know, it's a step in the right direction, but we haven't really had this many negative Nancys all at once coming back to say this. And I'm a negative Nancy, by the way. I've agreed that Apex has been in a rough spot, but now it's all as follows. Apex is back and I love it. That's coming from Imperial How. And then you also see his Watson saying this is easily one of the best Apex seasons of all time. I think we might actually be back. Now, of course, you had your fair share of critics in the comments saying, you know, you're always saying Apex is back, or we see this all the time. One day you hate the game, then you're back on the game. Look, at the end of the day, take it with a grain of salt and make your own opinions, but get out there and try it again, because it seems like many of the people that had a bone to pick with the game are now giving it a second chance or saying that it's redeemed itself. Now, to be fair and give Apex the benefit of the doubt, there was a specific developer that I spoke to that explicitly told me that they also were obviously disappointed in the way that Apex was going. They felt like it could do better. We saw devs even come out to say that they felt like their suggestions were falling on deaf ears. I'm sure that got back to EA. Who knows if anybody ever got fired for that, but I would hope not, for speaking their mind. But the developer I spoke to did specifically tell me that they were going to do the complete freaking opposite of what they had been, because obviously something's got to change. Is this the final turning point? Is this where it actually begins to take a turn for the better? It's refreshing that we know from the developers themselves that they do want to see that change, and the things that we're frustrated about, they're frustrated about. It's just finally come out that they're basically at odds, or have been at odds, with upper management for a while now. So will we keep going in this direction is the question. And how do you feel about the current direction that they're heading right now with this update? Are you guys also having a good time with it, or are you not actually digging it yourself? I just gotta say though, pros saying that they're actually enjoying the game again was quite a shock, because it has been nothing but bad news over and over and over again for at least the last 4 months. Ever since they buffed Newcastle, it all started with the Newcastle buff. When they went insane on the health class perk buffs, that's when it got way out of hand. Looks like we could possibly see Wraith back in meta again, and obviously if the game continuously gets more fun like that, I also hope that we would see better days with like LTMs. And I'm still going to be an advocate for the other side of Apex that I think needs to exist, this workshop map server style modded community type stuff that needs to be embraced. I also think we need more multiplayer stuff instead of just battle royale, and I'm not talking about like just limited time modes. I'm talking about an actual multiplayer scene. So what are your thoughts on everything? Down in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with everything going on in the scene. And until the next time, we'll see you all later.